Hello and welcome to week 6. For week 6, as you've been doing over the last 6 weeks, you'll look at the overview in written form, you'll watch the video, then you'll move on to lessons and presentations. This time there are only 2 pieces that you'll attend to in that kind of review section. You'll look at visual rhetoric and digital writing, and then you've got 3 design videos to watch. Then you'll participate in your forum, you'll turn in your genre analysis, and you'll complete your writing journal. But I want to call attention to some differences in the staggered dates for this week. You will post your initial response to discussion forum number 6 by Tuesday and respond by Thursday, and then you will have your writing journal complete by Thursday this week. Your genre analysis will follow the usual schedule that will be due on Sunday. All right, so one of the things that we're really going to work on this week is to look more closely at genres. You've already done some readings in previous modules, and as I said a few times, we're building always towards assignments that are due within a week or in a future week. So this week you're going to apply the knowledge and write parts of a genre analysis in the discussion forum, so you'll have some practice there because you're going to analyze a music video. And then you're going to have some choice when you're writing your full genre analysis to decide whether you want to analyze an image or a music video. But that music video practice would give you, some ideas on what to focus in on, regardless of whether you choose an image or a video. And of course, as always, this is aligned specifically with our course outcomes and objectives. All right, so you're going to read this, short reading, visual rhetoric and digital writing. You're going to think through all of the different pieces that provide the audience with something to focus on, but also give the composer of that particular piece or the writer some rhetorical choices that they're making with images, with font, with color. In some cases, they're also adding in sound. They might be considering space, but as you read through this will kind of acclimate you to some of the rhetorical choices that creators of visual elements are making. Then you're going to, as I said earlier, watch 3 different design videos. And again, this is going to get your mindset around the types of things that people, again, are making choices about as they design something visual. Then you'll pop into your discussion forum, and remember, you're posting your initial response by Tuesday. You'll respond to 2 classmates by Thursday. And theme and message visual elements are only part of the list that you see on this frame. As you click into that discussion forum, you'll see there's several things that you can possibly focus on as you analyze this particular video. I would analyze it from the standpoint of your observations of the video. Please don't do outside research to add to this. I want you to get the practice of thinking about those elements that again, a composer or a videographer can make as he or she chooses, or he or she creates a video. Those are choices they're making. Look through that list. You only need to choose 2 of the points for your response, and for each of those points you'll write a separate paragraph. And then as you scroll down further in the discussion forum, you'll notice the specifics about responding to 2 of your classmates as you engage in that discussion. And like I said, this is going to be a great practice for that genre analysis at the end of the week. All right. So here is the information on that. You're going to further those skills in critical thinking, analytic writing, thinking about how authors use genre conventions. So you've, again, got 2 choices because this is more in the category of visual rhetoric. You can either choose an image and you'll analyze it. You can find movie posters, book covers, online images, and then you're going to discuss the formal elements of the image. But you want to, ultimately, just like you did with the rhetorical analysis, you want a driving point. So with the rhetorical analysis, you're ultimately trying to decide whether the argument was effective or not. So as you're looking at the image, what do you want to say? Has the artist conveyed meaning to his or her audience? Do you want to argue for the purpose of the piece? Do you want to argue for various aspects that might enhance the piece more, like certain visual elements or the organization of the material? You can decide what it is that you want to assert that the artist did well, or the photographer or whoever has created that image, but you want to have something that you're driving towards. And just like in your rhetorical analysis, you're picking out pieces of that visual rhetoric to prove your point. In your rhetorical analysis, you picked out ethos, pathos, and logos to prove your point. This time, what visually is working or not working in this particular image? And you're going to have, oh my goodness, you're going to have the choice to do the same kind of thing with a music video. So you can choose a music video, something that you enjoy watching, something that moves you in some way, but you'll do the same thing. You're going to argue for some aspect of it, and you're going to use elements of visual rhetoric to support that argument. All right. You've got a resource that could be helpful as you consider which aspects of visual images to analyze. I've linked that for you. You have a minimum of 750 words. As usual, you need to stay in MLA 9th edition, and then you also want to make sure that you look over the criteria for this in the rubric so that you've got something to guide your response. Okay. Sorry, I pushed ahead to this too early, but now you know that you also have as a final assignment this week, or however you want to do these assignments. It's the final one I'm mentioning, but you do have the 3 assignments: the discussion forum, the genre analysis, and the journal. The journal needs to be posted by Thursday, which is kind of out of our usual pattern. You're going to think about the differences between reading text and reading visuals, whether there's pros or cons for you as a reader in either modality. And what about composing? What can you do with text that you can't do with visuals? And what can you do with visuals that's unique? So you want to think about everything we've been doing, not only this week, but in prior weeks with things like infographics, and you want to craft your response. Your response should be a 300 to 400 word paragraph, and you'll submit that again by Thursday. Okay, as always, if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them, and I look forward to your work this week.